Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Use my over plus 20 years of coaching experience from all over the world. I'll give you insights and little tips and tips and tricks that other people might not be telling you. And today we're covering Sheffield United against Luton, and hold on, because this one's a mad one. I haven't really watched like I normally do. I don't really watch any of the highlights on these before I start recording. Every now and again I catch the games, but not so often. I'm going to show you one of the things I was talking about Mo Salah in the Arsenal game and how poorly Arsenal defended Mo Salah. Now, I don't know who these two kiddies are here, okay? But you see these two kiddies not doing anything. There's this big empty space here, and guess where he wants to go? Into that empty space. One of these guys need to be shifting over here and backing up his teammate right here. Because if he doesn't come over and shut this space down, all he has to do is get this guy wrong-footed. What do we mean wrong-footed? It doesn't really matter which way he gets to go, just his transfer of his body weight plants his feet on the ground. Okay, so if you've ever done things like Kung Fu or Jeet Kune Do or anything, fighting stances, you always want to have a 50-50 balance so you can change your feet and your positioning at any time. The moment you get them into like a 70-30 stance, 70 on the back foot or even 90 on the front foot like that, you can unbalance them. You can go straight past them. And that's what ends up happening here. Let's just have a little look. As he starts going, what he starts doing, we better slow it down because of the old copyright strikes. I'm finally out of YouTube jail. Yay, Cash. Well done. But as he starts, do you see him? He goes and then he goes past him into that space where I'd want this defender to already be. Now, he's already beaten his man, and this guy should already be out closing him down and taking this angle away. I don't know what this is happening in modern football, but the more I'm doing these breakdowns, the more I can see how poorly a lot of these players are coached. This player needs to be putting pressure on the ball. I don't know if you've ever been told, but the ball's dangerous, and sometimes they can score goals with it. And that's exactly what happens here. This guy gets past his defender into the space that we wanted to close down, and he puts it straight through the keeper's legs. Is it poor from the keeper? Yeah. Is it poor body shape from the keeper? Yeah. But what it really is this guy's been beaten. You can get beaten in football. That's fine. And what you need to have is a backup plan for when you get beat, so your mate's covering you. And then when he gets beat, well, you're back covering for him because you've recovered. And that's how football's played. It's a team game. They've left this guy out on an island on his own. Look at him. He's on his own. And they've got plenty of time to come in there. Has the keeper made an awful mistake? Yes. Has he made a mistake? Yes. He could have fixed it just by coming and closing this space down. And that's the things that you can fix. That's how you become better. Because you're going to make a mistake here. You can't fix that mistake like that because he might just be better at football than you. Okay, great. You've made a 1 in 10,000 error that's going through your legs. Great. Can you fix walking 5 yards? Yeah, that's the easy one to fix. Everything else is a little bit difficult. Fix the easy stuff and you don't have to worry about the hard things. Let's get on to the next goal because there's a lot of them. A couple of things I want to comment on this goal. It's actually quite interesting, but you can see the gap, okay? You can already see this space here and how there isn't... So when you call it playing things with a flat back four, this is actually the system. This is actually the way it's supposed to be played, okay? So what does that mean? Right, do you see this diagonal line here? Let me get rid of that so I can show you this a little better. Can you see that diagonal line there and that there? That's the system. That's how it's meant to be played. Here's the point of pressure. However, if the point of pressure is there, that guy needs to be there and that guy needs to be there covering around the back. If he's got caught out, I don't know if you've heard over the years about central defenders stepping forward. You don't hear that so much, so often. Central defenders stepping out of the gap. That's what he's done there. He stepped so far forward, he's created this massive space, and the only covering player that could possibly be there is this left back. So when this guy's done a great job at receiving the ball on his chest and playing it to his teammate Bosch, and you see he just runs straight into that gap. Now here's the interesting thing. They do a good job Luton trying to fix this hole in this gap here, but it's clearly because this guy's gone for a walkabout. Alright? As they start coming and converging, now it's a case of, what do you do next? What do you mean, Cash? What do you do next? Right, this guy can see all these players converging onto this player here. What are you going to do next? You're going to see there's going to be a big melee of crash of players, but what do you do next? You know that's happening. Boom. Do you see how far he's gone and recovered? Pretty good. But again, what do you do next? It's a penalty. Everyone's screaming and crying. The ref's gone, play on for a second. Not sure if it's a pen. Everybody play on. See this guy here? Should have carried on playing the game. All he had to do was carry on playing the game. Everyone's screaming and doing. Just play the game of football. You've switched off, and so has everybody else. Guy on the floor hasn't, and he flicks it to his teammate. All of a sudden, he's free, and they've got themselves a goal, and they're right back in it. Just because everyone's asking mummy and daddy, that's who I call the ref, mummy and daddy, for some help. Don't play it, do it yourself. Bang, it's in the goal. Keeper, not really, can't really do much there, to be fair, because he's 1 yard away from the keeper, and everyone's thinking it's going to be a penalty, and the ref just let it play on. Interesting decision from the ref. Better decision, actually, than I think, letting everybody play on, getting a goal from open play, but Luton should have just reacted a lot better. Don't stop playing. Sometimes don't even stop playing when you hear the ref's whistle. The fact that there are so many players stopped when the ref hasn't blown the whistle, to me it's awful. You just keep playing the game. Let me add another point about that, though. You can still complain and yell and scream at the ref while you're running and playing the game of football. There's a classic goal of Wayne Rooney doing that. He's yelling at the ref and he goes and smashes the ball in the goal from the 18-yard line, and on the way back still moans and complains at the ref. Keep moaning and complaining. Just keep playing the game as well. Okay, this is just a ball into the box here. It's just everything's all over the place. Sheffield United, pushing in. Luton's defensive shape is, I don't know, 2v1 defending there. Happy with that. Everything else is everyone's caught up the field. You know me, I love a guy that's standing in the D defending it or getting ready to attack, so that's quite solid. The reason why I'm not really commenting too much on this is because I'm just pausing it from so I don't just get copyright struck, so I can pause it and go through the images, because this goal, I just don't know what happens. There's nothing really to talk about, break it down, because it's a Sunday League football goal. After a bit of mayhem and chaos, this guy's complaining because he's on the floor. Yeah, it's definitely a foul, obviously. The ball's there ready to get kicked into the net box. No one really knows what's going on. This guy comes sliding across, Bush, he's taken out. There's more Sunday League activity coming on. He's in the net now. He's, taken out. This guy's screaming for a penalty. He doesn't know what's going on. He's still praying on the floor. I don't know, he didn't bring his prayer mat or anything. But God knows what's going on. And then, oh no, bounces back out. And then this guy finally, the rest just stood there like, well, I don't know what you lot are doing. Just kicks it to the net box. Yeah, this is just a chaotic goal of just comedy, Sunday League nonsense. Yeah. Don't worry, it gets worse. Let's get on to the next goal. Typical Cash fashion, I'm going to go back and show you something. Look at this goalkeeper. He can actually come in and pick this ball up, okay? Because he's actually here for quite a while. He could come in, take the ball off his teammates. So look, he could, maybe not, but he's close. He's really close because it's there for quite a while before they kick it away. He could, I think he could. Totally boner keeper. Let's get on to the next goal. From this, Luton have a corner. They play the ball, gets knocked out, and it comes out to this wee man here. I think he's right-footed because by the way that this guy, where he's dribbling, actually I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about left-footed, right-footed, inverted wingers, and why if you're someone's left-footed playing on the right wing, you want to put a right-footed player playing left-back, and how to shut them out and make it really easy. So like players like Messi are left-footed on the right wing, play a right-footer against him, and it's really easy to stop them. You don't offer anything attacking, but you do offer a lot defensively. If you know what you're doing. Right, so this guy's on his right foot here, and he's going to swing a ball in, but what I want you to look at is, look at all these guys. Everyone's kind of thinking, and I'm seeing a lot of this in modern football at the moment, it's like a casual attitude. They're not really trying hard. It's very, very casual. Right, and this swing comes in here. Boomer Cash needs to stop it again. As this ball gets swung in here, look, you can see they're kind of, they're not making the decision to get in or out. Right now, if you're not getting out, someone needs to mark him and someone needs to mark him. So make a decision. Get out or defend. They're not doing either. In comes the ball and it's a little flick header and it goes into the back post and they get an own goal. There. Brilliant. Don't worry. It's going to get more chaotic in a minute. I think that's what, is that 2-2 now or something? Can't keep up the score for the own goals and the nonsense. Let me get on to the next goal. I actually think as well, this goal should be taken off from VAR. So I want you to look at this. If this was the defender, hold on, this is I can't, which way around is it? No, actually, so this is really interesting. I don't know about this decision. I want some answers in the comments if you got any. I never really asked for those, but this one's going to be interesting. So Luton get the goal because the defender scores an own goal, but the Luton player is actually fouling the defender. Look, he's got a whole bunch of his shirt there. Let's play that forward. You can see. Look, he's pulled his shirt off him. So even though he scored an own goal, right, Luton, Sheffield United should have a free kick there because look, the guy's ripped his shirt off. Yeah, he scored a goal. It's a complete mess. He scored an own goal. He's been fouled. That's got to be a free kick to him, right? It has to be overturned on VAR. But oh well. Okay, this is why you have little throwing coaches and you work on plays. If you work on throw-ins from this area here, okay, and how to get the ball across the box, you're probably better off than taking corners. Just because you've got more stuff to work with, and it's easier to get everyone doing it, because you can always use that throw-in as a pass-in, and you don't necessarily have to do it as a throw-in. You can. So what I mean by a throw-in is you can run this as a square, and how you want to move the ball across in your coaching sessions, but the ball delivery in can just be a throw-in, if that makes sense. But when you're running your coaching session, you can just use it as any ball, from the feet, from the hands, anything you like. So as you can see, he's running into this space here to receive the ball, and he's got all the time in the world. Bosh holds it up, looking quite good. Nothing really dangerous, but they're tightly marking here. It's actually not bad. We've got to give him a bit of credit. Even though they're bottom of the league, these guys are actually trying to do the right thing. Except for he turns and burns him into that gap, which we keep seeing more and more in the Prem. Let's show you that gap. Now, you might think it's a little bit small, but it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern where one person has come up and everybody else is sitting in and no one is there ready to cover that gap. Right now, this guy would want to cover that, but he can't leave his man. Do you see that? And this keeps happening in a lot of games where this space keeps getting opened up over and over and over again. So when he gets into that little gap there, all he's looking to do is put a ball across, smash it across the 6-yard box. That's what your play is, and hope one of your strikers or someone good gets on the end of it. What ends up happening? Cuts it back. Not bad play. Can never complain about a cutback personally, but now the delivery's got to be quality. Is it quality? No, it's not. It just hits another Sheffield United player and bobbles up to the top corner over there. Can't really blame anybody. Can't really look at the keeper. It's just terrible defending. Why is it terrible defending, Cash? Right. Which way is he facing? He's facing his own goal. Right? If he's facing his own goal, guess where the ball's going to go when it hits him? Towards his goal. And that's why I keep talking about these lazy players that aren't back in like 0.2 of a second, or they're just a little bit slow. This is a classic example. Now, could he have got back quicker? Probably not. Maybe not. Here he is. Yeah. But this is one of the problems, though. He is doing the same job as the striker because he's facing his own goal. And when you know how damaging it can be if you're doing that, this is one of the tricks that you can learn to be a better player, is don't make this mistake. Turn your foot, turn your back, make sure your back's facing the goal so you can clear the ball. Here, if it hits him, it just goes straight in because his momentum and his direction is pushing it towards the goal. And that's a clear example of these, especially on these free kicks I keep talking about. When they have the everyone's still on the 18-yard line on that free kick and the ball goes into the box and they're all running towards it. Classic, same problem, same energy here. You can see it happen here in real time, where the other times, not so much because it doesn't cost a goal, but they will. There we go. Doesn't look at